In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we are digging into the state park restaurants. These locations are shut down again after the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department suspended Lookout Kitchen's operations of those restaurants.
Now, this comes less than a month after we uncovered financial issues, and Fox 25's Paige Taylor spoke with lawmakers about this situation.
Fox 25 first alerted you of the financial troubles Lookout Kitchen was facing on June 12th. Those troubles including unpaid payments to the state of more than $250,000. Now the State Department of Tourism and Recreation announcing it is suspending Lookout Kitchen's operations of the restaurants in the state parks after, quote, repeated failures to make outstanding payments and fulfill other contractual obligations to the state. This comes after the department's lawyers sent a letter to Lookout's lawyers on May 16th regarding its non-compliance, asking that the balance be paid no later than July 7th. In a now deleted statement on social media posted Tuesday morning, Lookout Kitchen responded by saying it is greatly disappointed by the decision to suspend operations and says it complied with all the requests in the department's letter. The statement going on to say the department had received a major partial payment toward the amount the department claimed was owed. Lookout claims the department declined to accept the payment. Hours later, Lookout Kitchen revised its statement to say they are currently in active negotiations with OTRD regarding the reopening of our restaurant facilities and that they are optimistic about reaching an agreement. State Representative Tammy Townley is the chair of the House Tourism Committee. She says she feels like the parameters for the commission to the state are set too high.
It is my hope that we just simply have someone who wants to pay the bills, pay the light bill, pay the contractor if the heat and air goes out, pay the food bill, pay the liquor bill. I do not care one bit about the state making a profit off of these restaurants.
Robbers Cave State Park is in State Representative Jim Grego's district. He also spoke about the possibility for needing to lower the percentage for how much the operator pays the state and mentioned another potential issue as well.
I don't know if that may be, some of the root cause of the problem is, we've got a vision that what people want, and maybe it doesn't really align with what they want. They may just want a hamburger stand or a place they can get a hot dog or something.
The department says the restaurants are closed until further notice, says they're working to provide alternative food service options like grab-and-go sandwiches or food trucks for park visitors.
The restaurants closing in state parks comes after months of investigating by Fox 25. We have been looking into financial troubles at Lookout Kitchens since December. Months of trying to track down Lookout Kitchens operator JP Wilson in person.
Hi JP, if you're here, we'd love to chat with you.
To find out why he left Oklahomans with a more than $250,000 bill in unpaid invoices as his restaurants continued operating in multiple state parks.
Are you late on any payments?
No.
As Wilson denied any issues to us multiple times in phone conversations.
It all sounds fake.
It took 6 months for the state to turn over the records requested by Fox 25 showing late or unpaid payments to the state after just 2 months in business. The agency confirmed last month they were still owed nearly $255,000 and gave Wilson a deadline of July 7th to pay up. Wilson agreed to sit down and speak with Fox 25 before our first story aired in June, and he never showed up. Wilson again agreed to set up a time to meet with us on camera Tuesday.
Okay, so you will make yourself available?
Then, just like last time, he went quiet. So then Wilson did reach out to me this afternoon with that revised statement that we told you earlier in our reporting, that they are in active negotiations with tourism and they remain committed to the mission of serving quality meals and hospitality to guests at state parks. I asked Wilson when we could sit down for that interview. He said it would be after Lookout Kitchens and state parks come to an agreement. So Adam, we're really hearing two different things here. We're not hearing anything about these so-called negotiations from the state. We did reach out to them again to say, hey, is this true? Is this happening? We haven't heard back.
Yeah, and for as long as this story's been going on, it seems like one of the key throughs here is that it's been just a real struggle to get some of that information back, whether it's through open records requests and tons of documents you'd had to sift through. This has been a real battle here.
Yeah, this should be information that's readily available to the public. These are your tax dollars. We first got a tip back in December. We put in those open records requests. It took far longer than perhaps it should have to get that information showing us that we were on the wrong track. At least now, finally, after reporting, we're seeing something happen, but still two different sides to what's really going on here.
Yeah, some good appreciation of that Waste Watch hotline, and also gone above and beyond the documents, being in the newsroom kind of adjacent to as this is all happening. It's been really interesting to hear what's been going on, but not just through the documents, but the relationships that you've developed with some of the workers there, some of the employees in different departments as this has gone through and affected a lot of people.
It sure has.
Well, thank you, Wendy, and we'll keep checking up on this. As we can tell, this will be a far developing story. It's not the first time the state park restaurants have shut down. You may remember in 2022, the state announced it was ending its contract with Swadley's Foggy Bottom Kitchen. The state tourism department blamed Swadley's, citing financial irregularities and, quote, suspected fraudulent activity and questionable business practices. But Swadley's claimed every change order was approved by state officials. As this was all unfolding, Fox 25 dug into this story, discovered millions of dollars of questionable spending. Days after the initial announcement, the governor revealed the state had filed a lawsuit against Swadley's. So fast forward to February of last year. 3 people indicted by a multi-county grand jury for what the Attorney General's office calls the Swadley's Foggy Bottom Kitchen contract scandal. AG Gettner Drummond announced Ronald Brent Swadley, Curtis Brooklander, and Timothy Hooper were being charged with 1 felony count of conspiracy to defraud the state and 5 counts of presenting false claims against the state. Prosecutors claim Swadley's Foggy Bottom Kitchen presented false invoices to the tourism department for payment of public funds to help renovate the state park restaurants. An attorney for Brent Swadley denied any wrongdoing. Now, this case is still working its way through the court system. Last month, Brent Swadley's legal team filed a motion trying to have AG Drummond disqualified from the case, claiming Drummond's public comments may sway public perception and undermine his due process rights. And that was your big story breakdown. You can find all the court records associated with the Swadley's Foggy Bottom Kitchen scandal and the financial documents for Lookout Kitchens on OKCFox.com.
Plus, you can check out our previous big story breakdowns on our YouTube channel. Just scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.